Howard Jones is an English musician, singer and songwriter. Jones had 10 top 40 hit singles in the UK between 1983 and 1986, including 6 which reached the top 10, and his 1984 album Humans Lib went to number 1. Jones has been described by AllMusic as one of the defining figures of mid-80s synth pop. He also performed at Live Aid in 1985. Biography, early life. John Howard Jones is the eldest of 4 boys. Howard's brothers, Roy, Martin and Paul, are all musicians in their own right. They had a band called Red Beat in the late 1970s and early 1980s, and Roy has since released a few albums of dubstep-tinged electronic dance music both under his own name and under the pseudonym Zilla. Born in Southampton to Welsh parents, he spent his early years growing up in Ravenna, Cardiff, South Wales, where he attended Llanelanish and Fatch Primary School, and then Whitchurch Grammar School. And later in Stokenchurch, near High Wycombe, Buckinghamshire, where he attended the Royal Grammar School. Jones took piano lessons starting at age 7. The family moved to Canada when Jones was a teenager. His first band was Warrior, a progressive rock group. Jones returned to the UK and attended the Royal Northern College of Music in Manchester while playing in various bands. Jones met Buddhist practitioner Bill Bryant, who wrote lyrics for some of Jones's songs and was a major influence in this period. In the late 1980s, Jones began practicing Nichiren Buddhism as a member of a worldwide Buddhist association Soka Gakkai International, and Jones has credited his daily practice of chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo since 1991 as having a profoundly positive effect on my life. Early career, Jones appeared as a solo artist in local venues in High Wycombe, before inviting the mime artist Jed Hoyle, who used to do improvised choreography, whilst doused in white paint, as Jones played behind him. In 1983, Jones hired the Marquee Club in London and invited record labels to come and see him perform. After a BBC Radio 1 session, he obtained support slots with China Crisis and OMD before signing to WEA in the UK and Elektra in the US in mid-1983. Major record label career, his first single, New Song, was released in September 1983. It reached the top 30 in the US and the top 5 in the UK. He made his debut performance on BBC Television's Top of the Pops in October 1983, and he watched his tape-delayed performance on a borrowed television resting on an ironing board before a concert at the University of Kent. He subsequently had 4 more hits over the next 12 months and a UK #1 album, Humans Lib, which eventually went double platinum. Credited with jointly writing the lyrics for 6 songs on the album was the lyricist Bill Bryant. New Song, What Is Love, and Pearl in the Shell all did well in 1984. Humans Lib was certified gold and platinum in several countries. Jones had developed a loyal teen following, and his parents ran his fan club. In the summer of 1984, he released Like to Get to Know You Well, which he said was dedicated to the original spirit of the Olympic Games. Although it was not an official Olympic anthem for the Games in Los Angeles that summer, it was a worldwide hit. It reached number 4 in the UK singles chart. The sleeve featured the song title in 10 different languages. While Jones sang the title line in French and German on the extended 12 inches version. The song also appeared in the film Better Off Dead and the computer game Grand Theft Auto: Vice City Stories. Jones' second long player was a remix album. It contained 6 songs, all but one of which had been previously released, but which appeared in elongated formats, including the multilingual version of Like to Get to Know You Well. The album was certified gold in the UK. In 1985, Jones released his second studio album, Dream Into Action, which included backup work by the trio Aphrodisiac. Aphrodisiac included Karen Wheeler and Claudia Fontaine. Jones' brother Martin played bass guitar. He had to have an extra string added to his instrument to play some of the bass lines, which had originally been scored for keyboard. One of the singles released from this album, No One Is to Blame, was later re-recorded and featured Phil Collins as drummer and producer. Dream Into Action, Jones' most successful album, was popular worldwide, reaching number 2 in the UK and number 10 in the US. It stayed on the US chart for almost a year. The singles Life in One Day, Things Can Only Get Better, and Look Mama appeared on this album. In July 1985, Jones performed at Wembley Stadium as part of the Live Aid concert, singing his 1984 hit Hide and Seek, and playing piano. He also embarked on a world tour. The EP Action Replay came out in 1986. It includes a remixed version of No One Is to Blame. It was Jones' biggest US hit, reaching number 4 on the chart. However, by this time, Jones' fortunes were changing in his native UK and No One Is to Blame peaked at number 16. His next single, All I Want, peaked at number 35, and would be his last UK top 40 hit. Jones released his third studio album, 1 to 1, in October 1986, which peaked at number 10 in the UK and would be his last UK hit album, despite going gold there. Stateside, however, Jones continued to fill large arenas, and the single You Know I Love You Don't You? Went top 20 in 1986 on the Billboard charts. In June 1988, Jones performed at Amnesty International's Festival of Youth at the Milton Keynes Bowl. Jones' subsequent albums crossed that line and in the running both performed poorly in the UK, the latter even failing to chart there. But some of his songs charted in the US during this period, including Everlasting Love, The Prisoner, and Lift Me Up. Jones continued to play large venues in the US during the late 1980s, and the Cross That Line tour played major outdoor venues in the US, during 1989. With his 10-year tenure on the Warner Music label at an end, a greatest hits compilation The Best of Howard Jones was released in 1993. The album peaked at number 36 in the UK, and by 2005 it was certified silver by the BPI for over 60,000 copies sold in the UK. Jones also had success as a songwriter for other artists in the early 1990s. He co-wrote the dance music hits Heaven Give Me Words, and Your Wildlife with the members of Propaganda. The tracks appeared on the 1990 album 1234. Heaven Give Me Words reached number 22 on the Adult Contemporary chart, and Your Wildlife reached number 22 on the Dance Music Club Play Singles chart. Independent recording and producing. After Jones' contract with Warner Music UK expired, he concentrated on production, songwriting, and running a restaurant. He started his own record label, DTOX, releasing a number of albums through the label, such as Working in the Back Room, produced in his own recording studio. The album, which sold over 20,000 copies in the first year of release, was made available only at concerts and through his official website. Jones toured the US and Europe over the next couple of years. Live Acoustic America came out in 1996 and People in 1998. The track If You Love was featured on the soundtrack to the TV series Party of Five. Jones continued to produce and write for a number of artists during the mid to late 1990s, including Martin Grich, DBA, and Sandy Shaw. In 2001, Jones played keyboards on the Ringo Starr and his All-Star Band tour. On September 20, 2003, Jones played a 20th anniversary concert at the Shepherd's Bush Empire, London, commemorating the release of his first single. He was joined by Midge Ure and Nana, as well as his mime artist, Jed Hoyle. A recording of this concert was later released on DVD. Jones continued to tour and write new music, collaborating with Robbie Bronneman to co-write and co-produce music for Suja Babes, and Jones' own 2005 album Revolution of the Heart. He toured playing gigs in the United States, Italy, Germany and Sweden, and played a number of times at the Edinburgh Festival in 2006. The same year Jones provided a vocal for the song Into the Dark by Ferry Corsten for the latter's album. Lef Jones also re-recorded Things Can Only Get Better and Simlish, the fictional language spoken by characters in Electronic Arts, The Sims 2. Jones was also featured on Katrina Carlson's cover of No One Is to Blame, which entered the US Hot Adult Contemporary Tracks chart in 2007. Recent activities. In October 2006, Jones released Building Our Own Future as a pod-safe track, as one of several established artists looking to use podcast as a new means of promoting their music and tours. The song debuted at number 1 on the PMC Top 10 on October 29, 2006 and spent 4 weeks at the top of the chart. Howard's track Revolution of the Heart spent 5 weeks at number 1 on the PMC Top 10 during 2007 and finished the year as the number 2 song in their annual countdown. Jones embarked on an acoustic tour of Australia in 2007, beginning in Brisbane and concluding on April 5 in Perth. The Revolution remixed and surrounded album was followed in November by Live in Birkenhead. Jones performed another acoustic set, with other 1980s acts at the Retrofest, on September 1, 2007 at Salzean Castle in Ayrshire, Scotland. Jones also went into the studios with the Young Punks to record vocals for their summer 2008 release, And the Feel Goes On. Jones is a member of Zakar Gakkai International, and is musical director of one of its choirs, the Glorious Life Chorus. The chorus performs some of his songs in its repertoire, including Building Our Own Future, and Respected. He returned to Australia again in 2009, this time accompanied by vocalist Laura Clapp and music technologist Robbie Brollerman. On February 26, 2009, Jones was at the UK premiere of Roland's new V Piano in Bristol, and performed Hide and Seek. He continues to tour, and played the Big Hair Affair 2009 feat on August 1, 2009 at the Rydale Arena, Pickering, North Yorkshire. His latest album, Ordinary Heroes, was released in November 2009, and he toured London, Cardiff and Manchester with a string section and the More Eastern Orpheus Choir. A single, Soon You'll Go, preceded the album's launch. On November 29, 2011, a UK tour was announced. Humans Lib and Dream Into Action were performed in April 2012 across 8 venues. A weekly radio series coincided with tour called Electronic 80s with Howard Jones on Absolute Radio. He recently appeared in the song That Changed My Life on BYU-TV, the cable station for Brigham Young University focusing on programming relating to The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He is a member of the board of directors for the Featured Artists Coalition. Jones currently lives in Crete St Michael, near Taunton, Somerset. Jones in the media. Jones has spoken of the media's negative perception of him. He has been quoted, "I wasn't fashionable. I never got good reviews. But I'm proud of the fact that I wasn't liked by the media. Pop music is so reactionary and bigoted. And I found that what's cool is often very shallow and transient." Discography. See Howard Jones discography. Bibliography, Howard Jones Helen Fitzgerald. Bobcat, London ISBN 0-7119-0767-6. References. External links, official website.